Have you ever woken up and, before your feet even touch the floor, you feel the weight of expectation pressing down on your chest? Maybe it's the voice in your head, whispering that today you must be better, stronger, more confident, because that's what everyone says you need to be. You scroll through your phone, and every post, every story, every motivational quote seems to shout the same thing. Believe in yourself. Force it if you have to. But what if you can't? What if deep down you feel like an imposter in your own life, wearing a mask of confidence that never quite fits? What if the harder you try to force belief, the more fragile you feel? If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. In fact, you might be seeing something that most people miss. We live in a world obsessed with self-belief. It's the mantra of our age: fake it till you make it. Stand tall. Manifest your destiny. We're told that if we just force ourselves to believe, the universe will bend to our will. But what if this relentless push to force belief is actually making things worse? What if, in our desperate attempts to convince ourselves, we're building our confidence on a foundation of sand, one that crumbles the moment we stop pretending? Alan Watts, the philosopher who danced with paradox, once asked, "Can you force yourself to believe in yourself?" He saw the hidden danger in this modern gospel. Because when belief becomes a performance, authenticity is the first casualty. Think about the rituals of daily life. The way you walk into a meeting, rehearsing your lines in your head. The way you smile at a party, even when you feel invisible. The way you post a carefully curated photo, hoping for a few digital hearts to fill the emptiness. We're all actors in a play called confidence, reciting lines we barely believe. We nod along when someone says, "Just believe in yourself," as if it's as easy as flipping a switch. But behind closed doors, we wrestle with doubt, shame, and the fear of being found out. You see it in the way people talk about their dreams, always with a nervous laugh, as if apologizing for wanting too much. You see it in the way we compare ourselves to others, measuring our worth by likes, promotions, or the approval of strangers. It's a silent epidemic, this pressure to force belief. And it's everywhere. But maybe you're different. Maybe you've always felt like an outsider. Watching the world's confidence theater from the wings, you notice the cracks in the masks, the tremble in the voices, the way people's eyes dart away when the conversation gets too real. You feel things deeply. You see the world in shades of grey, not black and white. You question the scripts you're handed, wondering if there's another way to live. But this sensitivity comes at a cost, because when you see through the performance, it's hard to play along. You feel the ache of authenticity, the longing to be real in a world that rewards the opposite. And sometimes, you wonder if you're broken, if everyone else has some secret you missed. Let's talk about the dangers of forcing yourself to believe in yourself. Not the obvious ones, but the subtle, insidious costs that creep in when you try to manufacture confidence. On the tyranny of the inner critic. When you force belief, you create an internal battlefield. One part of you shouts, "You can do this," while another whispers, "Who are you kidding?" The harder you push, the louder the critic becomes. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The more you suppress your doubts, the more violently they resurface. I remember a friend, Sarah, who was the queen of self-affirmations. Every morning she'd stand in front of the mirror, reciting mantras with a clenched jaw. But the more she forced herself to believe, the more brittle she became. One day, she confessed, "I feel like I'm lying to myself, and I'm terrified someone will find out." 2. The exhaustion of performance. Forcing belief is exhausting. It's like running a marathon in a suit of armor. Every step is heavy, every breath is shallow. You spend so much energy pretending to be confident that you have nothing left for the things that actually matter. Case in point, the job interview where you rehearsed every answer, smiled until your cheeks hurt and left feeling hollow, or the date where you tried to be charming, only to go home and collapse into bed, wondering if you'll ever be loved for who you really are. 3. The isolation of inauthenticity. When you force belief, you build walls around your true self. You hide your doubts, your fears, your vulnerabilities, because you think they make you weak. But in doing so, you cut yourself off from real connection. It's like living in a house of mirrors, surrounded by reflections, but never touching another soul. You crave intimacy, but you're afraid to let anyone see behind the mask. 4. The paradox of control. Here's the cruelest irony. The more you try to control your self-belief, the less control you actually have. It's like trying to hold water in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. Alan Watts called this the backwards law. The harder you chase after something, the more elusive it becomes. When you force belief, you create resistance. And resistance breeds anxiety, self-doubt, and shame. 5. The loss of wonder. Finally, when you force yourself to believe, you lose touch with the mystery of being alive. You become so focused on proving yourself that you forget to be curious, to explore, to play. Life becomes a checklist, not an adventure. But what if there's another way? What if the very thing you see as a curse, your sensitivity, your doubt, your refusal to play along, is actually a gift? Alan Watts invites us to consider a radical idea. You don't have to force belief. You can simply notice what's true right now without judgment. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean. The waves are your thoughts, your feelings, your doubts. You don't have to control them. You don't have to force yourself to believe you can swim. You can simply wade in, feel the water on your skin, and trust that you'll float. Self-belief isn't something you manufacture. It's something you discover moment by moment as you learn to trust your own experience. So how do you do this? How do you move from forcing belief to finding it? Think of your mind as a garden. You can't force a seed to grow by shouting at it. You can't make a flower bloom by pulling on its petals. All you can do is create the right conditions: sunlight, water, patience, and let nature do the rest. Instead of forcing belief, tend to your inner garden. Notice your thoughts and feelings without trying to change them. Be gentle with yourself. Trust that in time, confidence will grow where you least expect it. Next time you look in the mirror, don't recite affirmations you don't believe. Instead, try this. Look into your own eyes and say, "I see you. I see your fear, your doubt, your longing, and I'm here with you." Offer yourself the kindness you'd give a friend. Life is a river, not a race. You don't have to paddle upstream, fighting the current of your own nature. Let yourself be carried. Trust that you'll find your way, even if you don't know the destination. Belief isn't built in grand gestures. It's forged in small acts of courage, speaking your truth, asking for help, trying something new. Each time you honor your real self, you plant a seed of genuine confidence. Replace judgment with curiosity. When doubt arises, ask, "What is this feeling trying to tell me?" When you stumble, ask, "What can I learn from this?" Curiosity turns fear into wonder, and wonder is the birthplace of self-belief. And remember, you are not alone. There are millions of us quietly questioning, quietly longing for something real. We are the sensitive ones, the outsiders, the ones who see through the performance. We are a hidden tribe, scattered across the world, connected by our longing for authenticity. And when we find each other, when we share our stories, our doubts, our dreams, we create a new kind of confidence, one that's rooted in truth, not performance. So if you're watching this, know that you belong. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. Your doubt is not a weakness. You are part of a community that values depth over bravado, honesty over pretense. So, let's return to that morning light, spilling through your window. Let's imagine a new way to begin the day, not with a battle cry, but with a gentle invitation. You don't have to force yourself to believe in yourself. You can simply be yourself. You can meet each moment with curiosity, kindness, and the quiet courage to be real. Let your doubts be teachers, not enemies. Let your sensitivity be a compass, guiding you toward what matters most.